Assalamualaikum to Dr. Nolaili and of course to everyone. Today I have been provided with an opportunity to present our topics, that is facts about coffee. What is coffee? The stuff that lets you get out of bed and off to work in the morning. And also the common language of business, breakfast and get-togethers with friends. What is coffee? The beverage that helps you take a few minutes to calm down, relax, and think. Also, the perfect cap on a perfect meal. What is coffee? It's absolutely incredibly delicious when it's mixed properly. We all know the role that coffee plays in our life, and we all have our favorite times of day or favorite people to drink it with. There's a type of coffee that we can know. First, coffee roast. And there's two predominant type of coffee, which is Arabica and Robusta. So let's hear what basically of coffee that we should know.
My point is there are two periodization types of coffee beans, Arabica and Robusta. Excelsa beans and powerful Liberica beans are most found in Asia, but occasionally carried by specialty coffee vendors. Arabica beans are the most popular because of the quality, with nearly two-thirds of the world coffee product from them. Generally speaking, Arabica coffee is better. It's smooth and flavorful, with more externally and more expensive to grow because their plant can only be cultivated at the higher altitude with extra shade and water. Those are the reason why 100% Arabica coffee is flavored with coffee drinkings and a person choice. Next is Robusta beans are harder and easy to grow, so are less expensive to buy. They are also strong and more bitterness and a lot more caffeine, making Robusta coffee harsher and for most people less desirable. Why do coffee roasters buy them? Because they can make and good profit by selling cheddar coffee, and because many espresso blends include a small percent to robusta beans in order to boost caffeine level and produce the better cream.
So, I will tell about coffee roast. To prepare the green coffee bean for brewing, it must first be roasted. Coffee beans are roasted with dry heat and with constant agitation to ensure overheating. It can be grouped into three main categories: light, medium, and the last one, dark. The first one is light. Light roast provides the lightest, most delicate flavor and can often be more acidic. This bean will appear dry as the bean has not heated to the point where the oil is extracted. Second is medium. Medium roasted bean will have a chocolate brown color, dry surface, and a full flavor. This bean will have less acidity than lightly roasted bean and a slightly sweet, toasty flavor. Due to the balanced flavor and acidity, this is the most popular roast within the major commercial coffee market. And the last one is dark. Dark roasted coffee is roasted until the sugar begins to caramelize and the oils begin to rise to the surface of the bean. The flavor dark roasted bean is strong, smoky, and sometimes spicy, and they are often described as a bitter.
My name is Anissa Faizindra Binta Faizan, and my point is caffeine and decaffeination. Coffee is perhaps most prized for its caffeine content. The caffeine content in a cup of coffee varies widely depending the brewing methods. While most of the caffeine is removed during the decaffeination process. Trace amounts may still remain. The international standards for decaffeination requires that 97% of the caffeine can be removed from decaffeinated coffee, while the European Union standards require no less than 99.9% to be removed. Process of decaffeination follow the same basic principle that beans are soaked in water with a low caffeine and other chemicals responsible for flavor. To leach out of the beans, the extracted liquid is then either passed through a filter or mixed with a solvent to remove only the caffeine and leave the other beneficial compounds. The flavor-rich, caffeine-deficient solution is then reintroduced to the beans to allow the flavor to be reobserved. The Swiss water method has gained popularity in recent years because it uses only water to remove caffeine, but the process is long and laborious. Other solvents used in the decaffeinating process include carbon dioxide, ethyl acetate, or triglycerides. Each method has its own advantage and disadvantage, including cost, time, labor, and effect on the final flavor. Research is being conducted to produce coffee plants that are deficient in the caffeine synthase again and therefore do not produce caffeine. This would eliminate the need for the decaffeination process and will not only reduce costs, but it would also keep the original flavor of the bean completely intact. Thank you. That's all my point.
So, coffee is ubiquitous in today's society and now one of the most consumed products on the planet, with drink being a staple of almost every modern culture. We have all grown used to drinking it throughout the day, but just because something commonplace does mean it's health. So, in this blog, we're going to look some of the main pro and cons of drinking coffee. So, I have two pro and two cons to share with you. My first pro is health mind. Anything we put into our body will have effect on them, and it's no different. Most coffee have anxiety properties, which mean they will keep our brain cell health, as well as boost the performance of your neurotransmitter. Drinking coffee every day has linked these qualities to the reduced risk of several conditions, such as Alzheimer. Uh, My point number two is improved condition. Many students have shown that people who use coffee to start their day perform before at cognitive tasks than those who do not, and are more likely to effectively learn and retain new information. Combining the coffee with a sugar snack will also active the part of the brain responsible for attention and memory, making it even more effective. My first con is increased risk. Unfortunately, the antioxidant properties in coffee are the only effect the drink will have on you. Drinking coffee also causes the body to lose calcium, which is carried out excessively by the urine over time. Excess coffee drinker could be putting themselves at risk on conditions such as osteoporosis, where the bones become less dense, more fragile. Fortunately, this can be evaded by putting two tablespoons of milk in the drink. A final point to note is not to drink coffee as soon as you wake up. It may seem like the time you need it most, and you may not even want to speak to people until you had your coffee, but should wait at least an hour after waking before taking a sip. This is when the hormone that wake you up naturally are released, and drinking coffee will stop them for coming out. In order to get the best of both worlds, you should shower and get ready before settling down for a cup.